that entail the parties involved. So this isn't just academic legal theory. It goes to the heart of how the government is supposed to work. The separation of powers between courts, Congress, and the president. So it's fundamental to understand this whole debate and include the separation of powers. So 3 separate branches of government were created. The founders were serious about preventing tyranny, which continues to happen. They just fought a revolution against a king with way too much power, so they built a system with constitutional guardrails to keep any single branch from dominating the others. Think of the separation of powers like those bumpers they put in bowling lanes for kids. They are there to keep the ball, or in this case, each branch of government, in its proper lane. When a branch starts creeping into another's lane, that's when constitutional alarms should start blaring. All right, so let's break down what each branch is supposed to be doing. Now, I can't assume that everybody knows this, but most of us in middle school, we learn this stuff. And I think at some point we have to relearn this stuff because I believe that we lose sight of how the 3 branches of government are really supposed to work. So the legislative branch is Congress. They make the laws. That is their job, period. They debate, they compromise, they vote, they pass statutes. They are directly elected by the people to represent their interests in creating policy. Now, does it always work the way it's supposed to work? Not really. I don't think the congressmen and congresswomen directly impact the people's desires, at least not all the time. The executive branch, president and all those federal agencies, it's fundamentally and typically administrative. Their job is to faithfully execute the laws that Congress passes. Yes, presidents issue executive orders, but this is a crucial point, people. This is a crucial point that people often miss. Executive orders aren't supposed to create new law, and in fact, they don't create new law. They're just administrative directives about how to implement existing law within the executive branch. So it only applies to those people in the executive branch. Doesn't apply to the people of the nation at all. So when Trump issued the travel ban executive order, for instance, he was exercising his administrative authority under immigration laws that Congress had already passed. Whether he did it properly is another question, but that's how it's supposed to work. So then we have the judicial branch, which is the courts. Their job is obviously to resolve disputes and interpret the law as it applies to particular cases. Sometimes they make up their own interpretation. They're not supposed to be making broad policy or decisions or creating laws. That's Congress's lane. Okay, so here's where universal injunctions get dicey.